Hello, my name is Mike, and in this video you join me in the 2021 Mini Cooper S Electric. This isn't the first time that Mini created an all-electric version of their Cooper. They made one a few years ago. But how does this new Min E, get it? Mini, Min E Electric, get it? Sorry. Anyway, how does this new Cooper Electric compare against other electric vehicles? Well, let's go for a drive and find out. I'm going to start with some bad news first. Mini claims that the Cooper SE can only drive up to 177 kilometers on a full charge. However, in reality, on cold December days like when I drove the Cooper Electric, the trip computer was only estimating a range of around 172 kilometers. Turn on the climate control and that range further drops to around 167 kilometers with a full charge. This short driving range is due to the fact that the Cooper SE has a small battery pack. It's just 32.6 kilowatt hours, pretty much half of what other EVs like the Chevy Bolt and Nissan Leaf have. But on the flip side, because it has such a small battery pack, it doesn't take that long to charge. From a level 2 charger, you're looking at around 4 to 5 hours to 100%, and from a DC level 3 fast charger, it'll do 0 to 80% in about 35 minutes. All this juice goes to the front wheels, which is powered by an electric motor that has 181 horsepower and 199 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 gets done with in 3.9 seconds. You didn't believe me, did you? No. On Mini Canada's website, they do show the 0 to 60 time, but it's 0 to 60 kilometers an hour, and it is 3.9 seconds. But 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, which is 62 miles an hour, is 7.3 seconds, and that's more realistic for a car like this. Still, 7.3 seconds is not too bad for a Mini that weighs 1,430 kilograms, or about 200 kilograms heavier than a gasoline-powered Mini. This being an electric car, torque is instant. Sure, it doesn't really pin you to the back of your seat, but for a city car, it's more than enough power. And because of that instant torque, regardless of what speed you're doing, as soon as you put your foot down, you're always away. You can always overtake someone very quickly. There is also regenerative braking, and by default it's always going to be on the more aggressive braking, so as soon as you lift off, you're slowing down quite drastically. And actually it's pretty much one pedal driving. There are certain situations where you still have to use the regular brake pedal, but you can use just the accelerator pedal. I was going to say throttle pedal, it's not a throttle pedal. But you can just use the accelerator pedal to just modulate it, and you can come to a complete stop if you judge the distances well enough. Like that. Of course, you can switch it to a low regen braking mode, and then it just becomes like a normal car where you have to use the brake pedal to slow down and come to a complete stop. While the Mini Cooper SE is roughly 200 kilograms or 440 pounds heavier than the gasoline-powered Mini Cooper S, it still feels sprightly around twisty roads. The battery pack lowers the center of gravity, so the Cooper SE feels planted around corners. As well, the suspension was retuned to account for the extra weight of the battery. The quick steering and the more centralized weight distribution makes the Cooper Electric still feel like a go-kart when zipping around busy city streets. However, if you stomp on the accelerator pedal when exiting a corner, you can feel quite a lot of torque steer. This is even more evident when setting off from a stop under full acceleration applications. The Mini Cooper SE relies heavily on the traction control system to keep the car going where the steering wheel is pointing, thus it intervenes consistently. Turn it off and the front wheels just spin endlessly until the speed slowly builds up a bit and the Eco tires provide better grip. With its short wheelbase and slightly firmer suspension, you'd think that the ride of the 2021 Mini Cooper SE is compromised. But for the most part, the ride is actually pretty good. Granted, there are instances where the ride feels like you've broken a piece off of the suspension, but on most city streets, the Cooper SE doesn't feel jarry or overly rough. The great thing about the interior of the Mini Cooper S Electric is that it looks exactly the same as its gasoline counterpart. It has the same infotainment screen layout, it has the same climate controls, and same toggle switches for turning on and off the engine or changing the drive modes. The infotainment system is pretty responsive, it's nice and quick, and you can use it obviously as a touchscreen or the rotary knob and buttons down here next to the shifter. The only difference is the instrument cluster, which is specific to the Cooper S Electric. It tells you your power rating on the left side and your battery charge on the right side, and obviously key information like your speed and range down in the center. In terms of interior space, well, just like the design, it's exactly the same as its gasoline counterpart. I am 6'4", so my seat is all the way to the back and as low as possible. Headroom is okay, my hair isn't brushing up against the headliner. Legroom is really good. However, good luck to the people sitting behind me. I'm not sitting back there. There's literally no room back there. It would probably be better for you to just fold those rear seats down and have more cargo space. But for the front seats, plenty of side bolsters. This leather is pretty nice, and there is also an extendable thigh support. With the seats down, the Cooper SE has 1,048 liters of cargo volume, and with the seats up, it's 246 liters of cargo. There's also a small compartment under the floor, but that's only big enough for the charging cord. The base trim of the Mini Cooper S Electric comes nicely equipped with heated seats, 16-inch alloy wheels, navigation, keyless start, automatic climate control, and LED headlights. This fully loaded Premier Plus trim adds a head-up display, wireless phone charging, front and rear parking sensors, and 17-inch alloy wheels. All of the gadgets work as they are supposed to, but unfortunately, if you're an Android user like myself, Android Auto is not available. Only Apple CarPlay is available. As for how it looks, it's pretty much the same as the gas-powered Mini Cooper. It has the same overall dimensions, same round headlights, and same Union Jack taillights. There's only a couple of differences, such as the big plastic piece instead of a mesh grille on the front bumper, and the Cooper SE has no tailpipe. Oh, and as for that hood scoop, it's fake, just like on the gas-powered Mini Cooper. So in the end, I actually really like the Mini Cooper S Electric. Obviously it looks like a Mini, it drives like a Mini, and the inside feels like a Mini. It's just a shame about its driving range. 177 kilometers, that's just not enough. The Mini Cooper Electric starts at $40,000 Canadian, well, $39,990 if you want to be specific, and it has two packages, the Premier and the Premier Plus. That's what they're called here in Canada. They're named differently in the United States, and they cost $5,000 and $8,000 respectively. You can also get government rebates on this car, but those depend on where you live in the world. For example, here in Vancouver, you can get a $5,000 federal government rebate and a $3,000 provincial government rebate. So that's $8,000 in total, which is a fully loaded Mini Cooper Electric for the price of a base Mini Cooper Electric. Not bad. But that range is just not enough. It's a great city car, but if you want to take longer road trips, this is only a second car. You should definitely get a main like gas or hybrid car as your primary, and then leave it for the city. If you want to know more about this 2021 Mini Cooper S Electric, I wrote a comprehensive and detailed review of it over on my website. You can find the link in the video description. And as always, I will see you in the next car or truck, or probably be an SUV next time. Actually, if you want to know what my next car is going to be, then follow me on Instagram, because I usually post what I have for that specific week. So if you want to know ahead of time what videos are going to come, follow me on Instagram. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.